Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Bricker Boom, and we're doing something a little bit different today. It was brought up in chat of the idea of Dead by Daylight and Pokemon being combined, and that got me thinking a little bit. Well, what would the killers and survivors look like if they were Pokemon trainers? Better yet, what if they were specialists of a certain type? Because, let's be honest, more often than not, due to their backstories, they're probably going to be tied to a certain type of Pokemon overall. So, in this particular video, we are going to be covering Sadako, Trapper, and Freddy Krueger. Or their version of Freddy Krueger, which is Nightmare. The only thing rule-wise that I have for this is that I do not include legendaries, mostly because I feel like more often than not, that would make them a little bit too powerful. And what I'll do as I go through their teams, I'll give just a brief overview as to why I think that particular person belongs on the team. We'll also include a couple clips here and there of us brainstorming the ideas, and then you'll be able to see it from there. So, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into it with Sadako first and foremost. Also, just as a disclaimer, this is a big job, BT dubs. So, I'm gonna have a little bit of help. You've probably heard both of them on my stream before, but we have Erin helping out because she knows the lore, and then for this particular video, maybe some in the future, just kind of depending on his own schedule, the baby Rhino, who is pretty fluent in both. So, enjoy. I figured the way that this would probably work is that you would cover all the DBD stuff, and I would cover the Pokemon stuff.
Woo woo! Yay, that's exciting. Alright, let's do Onryo first.
And I can actually be here for this one.
Yeah.
I can.
He says till I edit out all of his lines.
I was just gonna be here to try and give like movie accurate or lore accurate stuff, but okay.
You're just here to participate, honey. It's okay.
You're doing
It's
great,
okay,
dear. Sadako, in every instance of lore, she is always a child, right? Like, she just, once she died, quote unquote, she stopped aging, or is she technically a grown woman?
She stopped aging. Like, I think she was killed when she was like 9? I could be wrong though.
She was literally a kid. She's literally a kid. She died as a kid. Her ghost is still a kid.
Okay.
Because it's so you don't see.
Oh my god!
And then you get scared by your husband.
I forgot she does the jump scare thing. Capable of condemning survivors to death through a powerful cursed videotape, Sadako's wrath is inevitable. Her presence conjures several televisions through which she can teleport and emerge with malevolent purpose. The fleeting glimpse of her approach ensures that a chilling fate is not far behind, and that's when I shit myself. The Onryo is a vengeful ghost imbued with the power of Nensha. The Onryo is able to silently and invisibly traverse the realm, manifesting when she is ready to strike.
Due to Sadako being at the bottom of the well, the first Pokemon very obvious pick is Slowbro, because we see Slowbro in the wells in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, or depending on what region you're in, Galarian Slowbro. Rotom, because of the haunted TV. Chandelure likes to haunt old mansions and a lot of Sadako's origin stories, depending on which version you're looking at, because obviously it can change. Go back many, many, many ages ago. We also have Gothitelle, because it shows people images of the world ending, or in this case, whoever watches the tape could show the ending, their life ending. We also have Bayonet, an abandoned doll, and since Sadako's lore involves her as a child, seemed pretty obvious. I can also swap this in for Mismagius, because Mismagius's Pokedex entry does involve different ruins, and I feel like that relates very well to Sadako's M1 attack that she does. And then finally, Xatu, because it sees the past and the future at the same time. So in this case, it sees Sadako's past, why she became the way she is, and the future of those that have watched the videotape. So, Sadako's team will be Slowbro, Rotom, Chandelure, Gothitelle, Bayonet, and Xatu. After that, we're going to go ahead and move on to one of the first, if not within the first set of installment packages that were given to us, OC character that they created, that being the Trapper.
Well, his is very simple. He's just
He big
killed
Angie.
miners. He just
Yeah.
killed the miners.
Armed with a bag of bear traps, the trapper specializes in catching unsuspecting survivors. By placing traps in high traffic areas and thick patches of grass, he's a bitch when he does that. He
Yes.
creates a deadly area that forces survivors to move with caution. When dealing with the trapper, a simple misstep can prove fatal. The trapper, or Evan Macmillan, is an area control killer able to apply pressure across the map by placing deadly bear traps for survivors to step into.
What's really funny is if you actually read Trapper's backstory, it wasn't necessarily him who did it. It was his dad who went insane and told him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his father was hunting with his brother when they ran into a grizzly bear. The bear tore his uncle's arm off and bit into his head.
Jesus.
Evan's father jumped on the grizzly's back, stabbed the bear endlessly, killed the bear, ripped open its stomach, and retrieved its brother's head.
What
Then
the hell?
carried his brother's mutilated body 10 miles to their family's estate. This time it's 10 miles. Last time it was 5. The father grins. The story is changing with every telling. Sometimes Evan wonders if there even was a bear.
The Trappers team would consist of Cleavor, because of its scythe-like arms resembling cleavers, which is his main M1 attack. We have Volcanion, a Pokemon that I desperately hope that I am pronouncing correctly, because I feel like it would do a good job at helping in the forge, making the traps, etc. We have Machamp, because during his time alive, Evan was known as an enforcer, and Machamp also, and this is just my take on things, has the ability called No Guard, which means that basically all attacks are going to go through. I feel like that imitates Brutal Strength pretty well because it's basically allowing him to punch things even faster. I don't know why I made that connection, I just did. We also have Cofagrigus because during Yamask's phase, it carries a mask of what it resembled as a human. Trapper also wears a mask. And then it evolves into a Pokemon that doesn't even remember who it was in its own life, which I feel mirrors Evan's descent into insanity quite well. We also have Conkeldurr, a construction Pokemon. We know that Evan was no slouch when it came to hard work. Conkeldurr would, I mean, look at him. And then finally, we have Pangoro, a Pokemon that lives for fighting and is quick to anger. And we do know that while it's more of Evan's father that appeared to have the anger issues, from my understanding, and again, I'm not a DBD lore expert like Baby Rhino or Erin, Evan did have his own fair share of anger as well. So, in my opinion, this is the team that would work best for him. Cleavor, Volcanion, Machamp, Cofagrigus, Conkeldurr, and Pangoro. Next up, we have Freddy Krueger, or better known as the Nightmare. Now, I do at the very least just want to lead off by saying that this is based off of the remake Freddy, not the OG Freddy. I don't know what changes that may have caused in the lore, to be completely honest, but Erin and Baby Rhino both assured me that it is very different. I'm just gonna take their word for it because I'm just here to talk about Pokemon and look pretty.
Over time, the nightmare forces survivors into the dream world. Once inside, survivors will quickly, fuck it, we're doing it live, will quickly realize the absence of a terror radius. With the ability to slow survivors with dream snares, deceive with fake dream palettes, and pressure the map by teleporting directly to generators, which is really scary, the nightmare lives up to his name. The nightmare is a nightmare killer. Really? That's so repetitive. The nightmare is a nightmare killer, passively pulling
Yeah.
survivors into his dream world where survivors are vulnerable to his dream abilities. His dream projection ability allows him to quickly appear across the map and put pressure on survivors. You could do Survivors next.
I think I might,
If it makes
especially if this ends
All
up
right.
being highly viewed.
Did you
So, with all that out of the way and potentially better lighting, I don't know. It's literally just a browser pulled up because I forgot one of the Pokedex entries, but this is a professional production. Freddy's team would be Hypno or Gengar. Both of them are known to use Hypnosis and can also use Dream Eater. Fits in pretty well with his lore. Weavile, due to its claws. Drifblim, due to the fact that its pre-evolution Drifloon enjoys stealing children, and I believe both iterations of Freddy Krueger was known as a child serial killer. We also have Marshadow, because it likes to live in the shadows and imitate others. We've also seen in multiple instances where Freddy Krueger takes on the identity of particular people that the victim is close to essentially play these different types of mind games. We also ended up adding, and I hope once again that I am saying its name correctly, Delmise, because it likes to suck away its prey's vitality. Now, that one is a little bit off the walls because he, as far as I know, has no nautical type background. However, the sucking away the vitality part I thought was pretty interesting. And then lastly, we also have Lunatone, because there are two different dex entries that I feel fit Freddy best. The first one being that people are frozen in fear upon seeing it, and the second one says that just its mere presence can put people to sleep. So with that being said, Freddy's team would be Hypno or Gengar, Weavile, Drifblim, Marshadow, Delmise, and Lunatone. So, with that, those are the three killers that we are going to go ahead and cover in this particular video. If there are other Pokemon that you think maybe fit better, or other type of content that you would want to see, make sure to go ahead and let me know in the comments below, because as we all know, the comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. We're going to keep moving through this with going through all the different killers of Dead by Daylight. Typically, it's going to be 3 per video. Depending on how many killers there are, we may have to do a 4th, especially since a new killer just got announced. I know nothing about this person, obviously, until March 7th, but that will also add in a little bit of content. We're also gonna, on the flip side of this, do the same thing for the survivors. So, if you want to keep up on that, make sure to subscribe, like the video, join the Discord, or as I like to say, if you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. Drop a comment, hang out, you know the drill. And until next time, everybody, peace out.